welcome everyone. Welcome to Seeds of Love. This is the uh, Valentine's um, podcast. We are recording it early, very early this year. Um,
Do you really think it's early?
well, I mean, I'm still not in the groove of the day yet. So
But I don't know
I'm
if it's
trying to put
early
myself in the
because
groove.
I don't know if it's early because, okay, let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard the weekend before and the weekend after for the side chick and the side dude? So,
What are we talking about today?
if you are perhaps a side, this is the perfect weekend for you to listen to us. That I mean, we're
I
recording,
see where
right?
you're going with that. Okay.
If you are not a side of any sort,
You can just hold on to this particular
this is
podcast.
your maybe pre-Valentine recording or post-Valentine record. You see what I did there?
You
Because
are so brutal.
no,
So
it's
brutal,
not
Fabi.
brutal. I'm very inclusive.
Mm.
Why should we make it a pre-Valentine? Like, no, side chicks and side dudes need love too. If you are a side out here, we are sending you love.
We are destroying the mood right now. We're talking about
Are
side
we okay? Let's
chicks.
really back. Let's really back because side people need love too. Is what I
Listen,
was
Fabi.
trying to get to.
Tonight is it's not about that. It's about Valentine's and setting up the mood and being romantic with your significant other. And even if you are single, and we're going to talk about that, you can still, there are some things that you can still do to show yourself that you are loved, right? Because I truly believe, why do you have to wait for someone when you can celebrate love for yourself? You can.
If we talk about Valentine, I love myself every day, and because it's funny because a couple of friends and I, we were having this conversation, um, a few minutes ago actually,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them, ironically, she's in a relationship. It was like a group conversation, and one of them started singing that song, I can buy myself flowers or whatever. And so I started humming it. And so another friend caught on and was like, no, I want somebody to buy me flowers. And so I was like, yeah, why am I singing this song? I'm not buying myself flowers. Now, if I want to buy flowers to put at my house, yes, I will buy flowers because I want flowers in my house, but not because I'm buying flowers because I want myself feel good or what. No, the whole idea is you want someone to buy you flowers.
But
So
the key is there are times that you might find yourself by yourself, and there isn't a special someone who's gonna buy you flowers, and you might feel a certain way on a specific day because of what's going on around you. So for people like that, I say this. There's nothing wrong with you celebrating yourself, right? In
I
other words,
celebrate
make
myself
yourself.
every day.
But I'm saying, Fabi, and so it doesn't apply to you because you do celebrate yourself every day. But most Jane do not celebrate themselves every day, right? They do not. And so I'm saying on this particular day, I think it's okay for you to be good to yourself, right? And especially if you know you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna feel a certain way or whatever
You
on
should feel
that
good about
particular
yourself
day.
every day, in my opinion. Because I don't want people to think like, oh, so you cannot even buy yourself flour or whatever. But, I love Costco. This episode is not sponsored by Costco, although it should be. But if I'm going down, the aisle on my way to the register at Costco and I see roses, although I don't really like roses. If I buy roses,
Wait, what?
roses is not my favorite.
What is your thing?
I'm getting there, but let's see. I see like some white roses. I do not like red roses. If I see some white
Mm,
roses or yellow roses,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, that look nice. I want it to look nice in my home. yes, I'll buy it, make my house smell good and my house look good. But if I feel like I want flowers because I want to feel good for myself, because the whole idea is someone giving me the flowers. Like, it's delivered and I'm like, oh my gosh. Or he walks up to me and, or, like we're out and he buys me flowers. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you, babe. Like, but to answer your question, my favorite flowers, like, guys, listen, seriously, my favorite flowers are birds of paradise. And that's why I love Costa
Mm,
Rica, because it grows
mm,
everywhere.
everywhere. So anyway, no wet flowers for Fabi. That's what we got from this. And don't worry about her because on Valentine's Day
Oh no,
she
no.
got it
I do
taken
want
care
my
of.
no, 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 no. I did not say that. Wait a minute. I did not say that. On Valentine's Day, I would very much love to have some birds of paradise. And I guess maybe I enjoy it when a guy gives me my favorite flowers because I know they're not native to America. So I know you put some thoughts into it. I know you actually look for it. You didn't just, you weren't, I know that you were not just driving down the street and then the guy at the red light handed you some birds of paradise. So I know you really put some thoughts into it.
I agree. I agree. So let's take a quick break. We're gonna dive right into the topic of the day. V-Day. V-Day. Valva.
V-Day.
Valva. Is V-Day the Valva Day
Did you
or is
just
it
say vulva? Oh my gosh.
yeah, so
I mean, to
that's
some people it is. Some people they go, through great lengths to make people make sure that people with vulvas have great Valentine's Day because at the end of the day, that's the goal.
is it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's take a quick break. A
Okay.
quick, a
We'll
quick,
be
a
back.
quick break.
A kick,
And
huh? A kickback, a kickback.
we'll be back.
We'll be back. We are back.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
Welcome back.
Monday, before we go into the rest of the show,
The Valva. I mean,
the Vol
V Day.
see, that's the point I was getting to. I don't think you should be using that word because a friend of mine was listening to the show, to this
Mm-hmm.
here show,
Mm-hmm.
and made a comment about our voice together
About
on the
our
show.
voices.
He was like, "Why it sounds like you guys are having sex?" I was like, "What? No, we don't sound like we're having sex at all."
Listen, I'm very masculine and you are very feminine, and together we make a beautiful, beautiful podcast. That's all I can say.
That's what I said too. I said, "Oh no, Monday and I." But I mean, you know what? I don't know if you got this report, Monday. I
Which report?
received I received this report
Mm-hmm.
about our little show. So maybe there is something to
To what?
our voice together
All right, I don't
because
like all that suspense. So go on,
okay,
say
so
it.
I received, so there's this report about like the breakdown of our listeners.
Okay.
69 point ooh 69
What about 69?
69.2% of our listeners,
Of females?
no, man.
What?
Yes. So I don't understand. Like a voice like yours, I don't I don't know.
You know what?
Or
It makes
Mel.
sense. It makes sense.
What do you mean?
It makes sense.
What do you mean?
You single, so
Oh,
it makes sense that
Monty.
more people will be listening to
So
you.
the ladies are like, we're not even going to waste our time.
They're not gonna wait. Why would they waste their time? I mean, there's
But that's not
nothing.
what the show is about. The show is not like come hook up with us or
It's
anything
not a
like that.
matchmaking show,
It's not a matchmaking show.
although it could be.
No, not for me. I mean,
Absolutely.
for our guests and our listeners.
So let me put this out there, right? Those of
Mm-hmm.
you that those of by the way, Fabi, from your report, before I put it out there, you say you do have the report. So give
Uh-huh.
me a breakdown of the where people are listening to us.
Oh, yes. The geographic locations of our listeners. Of course, shout outs to the US, but my goodness. Special shout out to Canada.
Okay. All right. All right. We
Special
have
shout
people
out.
listening to us in
Mm-hmm.
Canada. Hello. Bonjour. Bonsoir, mes amis.
Special shout out to Nigeria, Ireland.
We have people listening to us in Ireland.
Yes.
Shout out to them as well. I don't know how to say shout out to them in their language. So
Fun fact, I did my DNA and I have, I think, 2% Irish or something.
I can see it. I can
So,
see it.
no, you can't.
Especially, yeah. Yeah,
No, you can't.
I can see it.
So maybe it's a cousin, a distant cousin listening. What's up, cousin?
What's up?
What's up, cuzzo? South Africa.
Yes. Okay. Shout out to my friends in South Africa who are listening
Yes.
to us
And
on the podcast.
last, most definitely not least, never heard of this country, Comoros or
Oh, okay.
Comoros.
Okay. So maybe
I need
somewhere
to
in
look up
Africa
that
as well.
country, but I mean, I'm sorry if I mess the spelling of your country, but thank you so much for listening to us, for being part of this show with us.
Yeah,
We
that's
appreciate
awesome.
you.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's good that we are international.
Absolutely. And we're sending you special love on this love day or love
Go ahead,
episode.
Fabi. Go ahead to the
For
69.2% of men who are listening. Send them love. Go ahead.
oh my
Go
gosh.
ahead.
Oh my God. The 69%, no. But I'm sending love to all of you guys, including the women. So all
Indeed.
100%
Indeed.
of you guys as a whole.
We
I am
appreciate you
sending
guys.
you love. Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. We are definitely international. This is awesome.
We are.
Valentine's Day, is this international as well? Or is this something that it
Bien
varies from places to
sûr.
places?
Bien
Yeah.
sûr. Saint-Valentin.
Ah, okay. So in that case, yeah, we
I know,
doing
we know for sure it's French. Before Monday ruined this show, so those people never tune in again. Speaking of listeners, and tonight, and giving shout outs tonight for our small business spotlight, a dear friend of mine, I think he's also a friend of yours, but I've told him that many times. If it's one thing this man has done right, is these sweaters. So my small business, because I'm over here and I'm looking good and I feel good with these with the sweater on.
It's a beautiful sweater.
It is, and the purpose behind it, the why behind it. So guys, please definitely check out 5 reasons. They are, yeah, you see
Okay.
it?
Okay. Yeah.
5 reasons. And it is educational. There's a it's an educational movement. I can't speak either. Movement, and so they're about empowering people. But these sweaters are affordable and they are very, very, very good quality.
Comfortable. Yeah. I mean,
Comfortable,
you look
yes.
good wearing it too. So, all right. So, what's the name of the business again?
It is 5 reasons. So you can find them on IG. And I believe the website is the number 5 reasons with S at the end .life.
Okay.
So definitely check them out.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And now back to the show, Monday, finally. I hope people are still listening because you and your shenanigans today.
Back to V-Day.
Back
Vava
to
Day.
V-Day.
So I think it will be an interesting show for us to, the first part of the show anyway, to kind of talk about some interesting facts about love, about romance, and everything in between. So some very interesting facts, and one of them that I find interesting is has to do with crush. The average crush you can have with someone can last up to 4 months. Also, crushes can also be contagious. Did you know that?
What do you mean contagious? Like you
Yeah,
can catch it?
yeah, you can catch it. hmm I don't know if you realize. So, if you're in a group of people, right, and
Mm-hmm.
one person has a crush on this particular guy, and they keep coming to you and talk to you about, oh, he's this and he's that and he's this and he's that, for whatever reason, you might find yourself gravitating toward liking that person as well.
Oh hell no. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
Nope, not me.
Anyway,
I
so
I don't get attracted to nobody my friends are attracted to. But I do
not
know. Do
attracted
you
that
think
you're gonna go after them, but because now you are learning that this person is a good person, is a likable person, you tend to want to like them as well because your friends feel a certain way about them.
as girls, sometimes we're chatting and we
Yeah,
may be
definitely.
talking about a guy and then someone may be like, does he have a brother? Do you think that's what happened? That's the
You hear that? Exactly. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I'm sure you guys do the same thing too. You guys
No,
probably
we
like,
don't.
was she guys
Nah,
sister?
nah, we don't. We don't say
Okay,
we
so
have a sister.
you guys may not ask if she has a sister, but I've definitely heard what her homegirls look like.
Yeah.
Something I've found that's interesting is couples who dance together, like their heartbeat
Synchronize.
synchronized. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how true that
It's
is.
true. It's
How do you know?
because my wife and I we synchronize very very well.
So you guys have the same heart rhythm?
Oh yeah, I can hear it. She can hear it. Yep, to the point if she wakes up in the middle of the night, I'm awake as well.
Wait, because your heart start moving faster in your sleep?
No, because I feel the presence not being so close from the bed, and because I spoon her, and of course, the moment she gets up, I try to pull her
Or
right
maybe
back.
she spoons you. Are you the little spoon?
No, I'm the big spoon, but
You're the
sometimes she
big
turns
spoon.
me into a little spoon. I don't know how that works, but yeah, she try, she try. Yeah. So here's another fun fact. Has to do with your resilience. Couple who face challenges together emerge stronger, right? So challenges are there for you to figure out how can we make it work. So even when you have disagreement with one another, always remember that it's an opportunity for us to grow, not necessarily to break apart, but it's an opportunity for growth. So conflict resolution is the gym of the relationship strength. Learn how to deal with your conflict. That way
Mhm.
you'll have the resilience, you build the muscles, you build the fortitude that you need to face challenges in the future. So don't run from it. Deal with it. Learn how to fight together, not
That makes
fight each
sense.
other.
Matter of fact, this weekend, it was something like that. My pastor
Oh.
that because sometimes how people misinterpret the Bible about not going to sleep mad at each other
hmm
when really people run from conflict, and so it's a matter of resolving your together. So it was something very similar.
Very good.
I guess because my pastor set it up. I'm
Okay.
joking. But something that I found though,
What?
and speaking of dealing with your conflict together, is love language.
Mm,
Couples who understand each other's love language, it's like discovering your passcode, discovering a secret
hmm
code on how, you know what I mean?
It makes sense though. It makes sense. I mean, think about it. If you don't know your partner's love language, it's like going to an elevator and pressing all the wrong button, right? You'll never get out. Or eventually you will stumble upon the floor that you need to go to, but it's gonna take you so much time and energy. Right. But if
Hmm.
you know the right floor to get off at, I have to
I'm
change
sorry.
the way I speak. My choices of words tonight are all over the place. So if you know
Hmm.
I'm using an imagery here, and of course my mind is going everywhere. But if you do know your partner's love language, you can definitely arrive at your destination much faster, much sooner. So yeah, that's what I want.
What do you mean arrive to your destination? Where we going?
There's always a destination. Love is a dance, my friend. It's a journey. I'm always taking you from one. We're not gonna remain stagnant. Not in my so I'm always twisting it and throwing you a little curveball every now and then. just to keep you on your toes and keep the anticipation going and keep the romance alive. So yeah, absolutely.
Something else that I found was self love.
We were talking about self-love earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about self-love?
But when I say self love, what I mean is making time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And because when you love on yourself, it helps rejuvenate in every a couple needs that, because what happened is it's like you go and you recharge and then you come back together stronger. A friend of mine is married, has been married for a while, told me that because sometimes people sometimes try so hard to be this unit that they themselves, because you were an individual before we met.
Mm-hmm.
I was my own person before we met. Of course, we're coming together as a unit,
Mm-hmm.
but the individual is still there.
Mm.
And so sometimes it's important you to remember who you are and do the things that you love that maybe your partner may not necessarily enjoy. Like, for example, since it's, football season, I'll use football, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wife, maybe she's out with her friends, doing whatever it is that whether shopping, brunch, or whatever, and the husband may be watching football or like hanging out with his friends or whatever. But when they come back,
Or take a
like that,
motorcycle ride.
that's for you. But but if that's what helps you, you know what I mean? Because you're like, you were this individual before your marriage. Yes, together you guys are better, but I think it's important sometimes to step away from the unit temporarily
Mm-hmm.
to
And,
recharge.
and and I and I agree. There's nothing wrong with it. You have to remember you can't give what you don't have. And
Mm-hmm.
if you are empty or running on empty, then you're not gonna be a good partner either, because you're not gonna have anything to give. So taking time for yourself to rejuvenate, ultimately is gonna help the relationship in the long haul. So yeah, take the time to be your best self so that you can be the best person for your partner. Absolutely, I'm all for that. And then also, you can take that to another step, Fabi. Taking
Mm-hmm.
time for yourself. Also, now when the two of you come together, you also need time for to be with one another, right? In other
Mm-hmm.
words, you want to kind of carve out time, go on a special retreat, go on a cruise, go on a, something that's going to put the focus just on the two of you for this amount of time, so that both of you now can revitalize the relationship all over again, revitalize, kindle the flame, and have some more babies and things like that. Absolutely. I agree.
Speaking of having more babies, something else that I found out is that couples who share morning rituals and night rituals, it depends their connect. Like, when they wake
Mm-hmm.
up, they have a routine in the
Mm-hmm.
morning, whether it's making coffee together or, whatever it is, whether it's they pray together, or at night when it's bedtime, they catch up on the day together.
Mm-hmm.
It depends their connection.
Yep. I agree. I agree. Like that first cup of coffee together, and we just lay back, not rushing to get out or not rushing to do anything. It's good. It's really, really good. Still have the morning breath, just lay back.
I don't think none of us needed the visual, but
It's
thank
it's
you.
it's quite all right. It's human. It's human. It's great. It's wonderful that you and your spouse can have morning breath and not be uncomfortable with each other, right? And then you go and prepare her coffee, and then you wake up from bed and give each other that first kiss, and then you give her breakfast or whatever. And yeah, that's what love is all about.
Morning breath?
No, much more than that. But you know what else is good? Now we're talking about breath, cooking together, right?
But not everybody can cook in a relationship.
Listen, with nowadays, Alexa can tell you how to teach you how to cook. There's enough cookbooks out there. You don't have to know how to cook. If you can follow a direction, and
Mhm.
both of you can make it something fun, like bake a cake together, and we can start by baking a cake, and before you know it, you guys are baking each other in the cake. So little things like that
I'm
create
gonna give you that one.
little pocket of adventure.
I'm gonna give you that one. I think I agree with you because I don't want to say my last relationship because I've had a relationship since, but my last, I guess, ship when we lived together, or I know that it was helpful when, even if I'm cooking
Mm-hmm.
and the person is there helping, whether it's cutting the
Mm-hmm.
onions or,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm short, whether they're reaching for something on the top shelf or opening a jar that I couldn't or something like that, just the person's presence was, it helped. So, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the couples that plays together stays together, right? And playing doesn't mean you have to have a board game. You could be cooking together and still have, little things that you do. Throw a little, don't throw the hat pot or the grease on your spouse, but you can throw some flowers at her direction or the pastry or some of the grapes or oranges and then have a food fight for like it's fine. Just
Monday,
have
let me
some
ask
fun.
you,
Have some fun. Yeah.
maybe how much money do you make? Because have you seen the price of food lately
Okay, you can throw fake
that you're
food at each other.
throwing? Like, no. Why would I be throwing like real money?
It's
Yesterday, I think I almost had a nervous breakdown. I went to the grocery store and
no.
literally, exactly, right? That's how I felt. Literally two plastic bags. I walked out. It was over $50. Like, I remember the bag of spinach that you used to buy for 99 cents. Yesterday, I think I paid $4.79.
$4. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So food has gone up over 400%.
Okay, so don't throw food at each other. That's what Fabi's trying to say. Okay, get
At
some
this
fake
point,
ones.
don't even throw the water because the water bill is high.
Oh my gosh, I can't
Let's
believe
just
you.
let's just throw invisible stuff at each other. Let's just wave at each other.
Oh man. So here's one for you. People
Hmm.
been married for a long period of times. The longer they stay married, the more they begin to resemble each other,
I have
even
heard
in their
that and I
facial
believe it.
expression. I love that. I love that. I love that. And of course, and I wanted to know why that is, right? And even with animals too, like your animals tend to look like you. I don't know if you realize that, right? They begin to mimic your ways. They begin to mimic the way you do things or the way you move. So if you're someone who's always on the go, your dog is gonna carry that character as well. They're gonna move like that. So I found out that the reason people resemble each other is because they begin to, again, here we are, they begin to speak each other's language. Earlier, Fabi,
Hmm.
you and I, we talk about love languages, right?
Hmm.
They begin to share common experiences together, right? They are
Hmm.
sharing life experiences together, and that align with their facial expression. So when someone is,
Similar
yeah,
mannerisms.
exactly, right? So their everyday routine, they begin to have similar routines, things that they do together. They begin to have that deep mutual understanding with each other. They even have their own special language, non-verbal communication. It's amazing how my wife can tell me to go upstairs or go somewhere and get that thing for her without saying exactly what that is. But from listening to her describing a little bit of whatever that thing is, I can pick it up. I know exactly what she's talking about. Or we can sit somewhere and we share a special look. We look at each other and that silent communication between us, I can tell you exactly what she's trying to communicate to me and what I'm trying to communicate to her without saying anything, without speaking it, right? And then last and not least, we have that emotional synchronization, right? And it happens over time when you're in a long-term relationship. People tend to experience and begin to navigate different emotions together, right? Whether it's we're talking about joy, stress, or sadness, and when we share this emotion and we share them together, that kind of create facial expression, right? It gives us similar expression. So it's amazing how that works. But yeah, I truly believe the longer we stay together, the more we begin to look at each other. And even our immune system almost feel like exactly the same.
I mean,
Strange, right?
I know about the look. I don't know about the immune system, but I do know I can see how that, because even us as women, if we're in community, if we're around each other, I'm sure you probably heard your wife or other around you probably have said there's this thing like we sync with
Yep.
one another.
Hmm. Even
So
begin to have your monthly flow at the same time.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can.
All right. So anyway, so there's all kind of facts out there. If you want to learn more, we're gonna put it on our website, and we're also gonna include it in our Instagram page. So we'll let you know a little bit more about what those things are. But before we go, since it's Valentine's
Mhm.
weekend or
I have a
whatever,
question for you, Monday,
what?
because earlier we talked about what I like about Valentine's Day. What does Valentine's Day mean to you?
First of all, I don't overdo it, right?
Okay.
I don't, but I definitely will not let the day pass me by without giving it some thought and attention. And so what I usually do is maybe 2 or 3 months prior, I'll have a little conversation with my wife about what would you like to do this year on that particular day, just to get a feel where she's at. And then
Mhm.
I'll take some of hers and add some of mine and blend it together. Earlier, it used to be something that I took the initiative on doing. And I realized we used to have conflicts because she would plan something and I would plan something. And then we find out, well, we can do both. We have to figure out how we're going to do this. And so it's best to at least incorporate something that the two of us can do and then now go ahead and do it. So, yeah. So I'm glad you asked that question, because what I wanted to transition into are some of the do's and don'ts of Valentine's, especially on that day, right? Be realistic when it comes to the day. Don't try to go over the budget. Don't try to do things you never done before in a way that the day after that, both of you going to look at each other like, what in the world were we thinking? No, it is a special day. It's a day to kind of celebrate love, celebrate each other's, so put some thoughts into it. Don't do it by yourself, like I say. Since it's going to be the two of you, it's always a good idea to include your partner's ideas or your partner's thoughts on that particular day, what she would like to do or he would like to do, and then plan separately and plan together. So, what about you, Fabi? What are some of the do's and don'ts perhaps you can think of?
Do's and don't. I like days. Do's and don't. I'm one of those people. I usually say, I know it's a contradiction, right? I don't like surprises, but I like surprise. Don't. How do I say it without sounding like total nut?
No, no, say it, say it, say it. Because
So
I think I have an idea what you're trying to say.
I want you to do something that's going to wow me without actually really surprise me, because I want to anticipate, that something is going to happen.
Without knowing all the details.
Exactly.
Got you, got you. And what would be one of your don'ts?
One of my don'ts, I think I said it earlier. I again, it's all about the thought that count. Like know what I want. I'm big on I don't care about necessarily the money. I'm not one of those people that's like, I want you to buy me this or that. That's just extravagant. I'm more about meaningful thought stuff. So I'm big on experience. If you know me, we've been together. I'm sure at some point we've shared something maybe that I said I want experience, whether it's a restaurant that I haven't been to
Mm-hmm.
or somewhere I haven't been to or something maybe I've been saying that I want. And it's not necessarily need to be anything extravagant. So I'm big on experience. So
I like that.
yeah.
I like that. So one of the do's, I think, is especially around that particular day, um, you have the right to redefine Valentine's Day however you want. Okay, at the end of the day, you decide how you're going to celebrate it. So you can choose to celebrate it with your family, right? Because the key again is you're trying to focus on the positive aspects of your relationships. Notice I say relationships, not relationships. So it could be your relationships with your spouse, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your family, your relationship with your friends. So it depends on who you are or where you are on that spectrum. We define Valentine's Day that way. You don't necessarily have to feel depressed or feel that, oh, I'm single on Valentine's Day and that's another good thing. If you look at it from that perspective, you can figure out ways that you can still enjoy that day, right? Like even going out with a few friends, go watch a movie. I know there's a movie that's coming out, Bob Marley's movie, for example. That could be a trip for you can do with your significant other, but that could be a family trip about love or whatever that you take your entire family out to kind of celebrate the day together as a unit, as a family. So I guess what I'm trying to say is redefine that day, make it whatever you want it to be, as long as the goal is to focus your energy on the positive aspects of your relationship.
I agree. I think you were also asking because I had to think about it. Some don'ts for me. Definitely don't propose to me on Valentine's Day. That's
It's good to know.
yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
some people
corny.
have done it.
Yeah, to me it's corny. Like it says that you lack creativity. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. I'm sorry.
It's quite all right.
And I need, but don't, another don't is don't wait on, and I understand that we all go through stuff, like we have maybe financial difficulties or whatever, but don't on Valentine's Day tell me I'm sorry I couldn't do anything, I got you next time, or I got you, but like no, there's so many other ways you can be creative. I mean, I still want you to have meetings or whatever to do something nice to follow it. But on Valentine's Day, there's so many stuff you can do at home. You can probably cook me dinner,
Hmm.
or there's so many things. If you really don't have it, I don't know, set up a massage at home or something.
In other words,
Again,
be creative.
be
Be
creative.
creative. I mean, you can begin the night before with a love letter. That's right under her pillow that you know she's not gonna feel it or know until maybe in the middle of the night or the next morning. So you put something like that right underneath her pillow. And if you do have money or you want to write her a nice check for her to go and spend as a however she wishes, that's fine too, because depending on her love language, again, you have to know what her love language is. So it's not the size of the gift, it's how much thought you put into it, right? So that's important.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I agree with you. It could be breakfast in
Because,
bed, and even breakfast in bed, be creative there. If
mm-hmm,
she's used to getting breakfast in bed from you, you can cook the same thing, two bacon and eggs. No, maybe that day is going to be a little bit different. You're going to have some fruits and maybe some, what do you call that? Not champagne for sure, but I forgot what it's called. Orange juice
wine
with
or
a
mimosas.
mimosa, right? Mimosa and a little bit of fruits and on the side, and just again plan always. That's the key. Plan something.
And
Make.
and and I always say, and I know some people may not agree. I'm sorry in advance. Well, I always say my birthday is my favorite holiday. You've heard me say that before. My
Mhm.
birthday is my favorite holiday, and Valentine's Day and Christmas, they come around same date every year, same as my birthday. But they all come around every year on the same date. So you know what's coming around. I understand things happen maybe the week before Valentine's Day, maybe the day before Valentine's Day, your car broke down or something tragic happened. And that's not to say that, I understand. I'm not saying no matter what happened, you have to do something. If there's death in the family, I'll
Mhm.
understand.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If
Mhm.
there's like something tragic like that, or someone's in a hospital where you can't, I totally will understand. But just because I'm sorry, I'm broke, or I'm sorry, first of all, we rebuke the spirit of brokenness. But you at least be creative is all I'm
Mhm.
saying.
I agree. I agree. So as we continue that list, I think another important part, if you are in a committed relationship,
Mm-hmm.
try to have at least some kind of sex that day. All right. Don't skip sex that day. And by sex, I mean plan for something, plan for the intimate part of the relationship. Yes, the food and the gifts and the flowers or the this or the that, whatever it is that you choose to do, it's up to you. I'm not gonna tell you what you need to do. You speak again. You have to remember it's all about her love language
Mm-hmm.
and his love language, right? So figure out your partner's love language and then begin to plan what are some of the ways that I can meet that love language on that particular day. You do all that and then you end your day, or you in the middle of the day. Doesn't necessarily have to be at night when everybody's tired. No. plan when.
At night with the doors locked and the blinds are drawn
No,
and
no, no,
the
no.
lights off.
Listen, if both of you are working and you can't, it's another story. But if there's a way that you can figure out a way to make it happen, it doesn't have to be a one-time event. In fact, you can break it into three different layers: the morning, the afternoon, and the night, and use your five senses each time you incorporate maybe two out of the five senses into the play, right? So the first part of the play could be, okay, we're going to do something with your sensory and we're going
Mm-hmm.
to do something with taste, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you blindfold your partner, and that's all we're gonna do. And it's still fun. It's still, there's no penetrative, no penetration whatsoever during that time, but just again doing something to enjoy each other's presence. So that's
It sounds like you have a
the
plan.
morning the morning, and then the afternoon, you can, okay, now we're gonna do a different kind of sense. Perhaps it's the massage or this or that. In other words, you have five senses for a reason. Use
Mm-hmm.
them, right? And you don't have to necessarily have to go spend a lot of money out. This can be done right in the privacy of your home, your bedroom,
Absolutely.
wherever you are. Clean the place up, clean your bedroom up, clean the house, or send, have someone come and clean up, right? Change the sheets and change the lights, and create a playlist. You can have a playlist where the first two songs are all about, when we first met, right? And the next two are all about that first kiss, or the next two songs can be the first two songs we ever played together when we were on our first date, or whatever. Be creative. I think if you learn anything for what Fabi and I are sharing tonight, is simply be creative. Right?
Absolutely.
Creative. In fact, I promise you, you'll save money by being creative, because I don't need to tell you, right, Fabi? I don't need to tell you that the same meal that will probably cost you guys $120 on a regular day will probably cost you two times the same meal,
Mm-hmm.
twice the value on Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And flowers will be two times more on Valentine's Day. So you have to be creative. Don't just think, oh, as long as I go and spend money, it's gonna be good. No, be
Now, don't get me
creative.
wrong, and I think that's why it's important to know who you're dealing with, their love language, because just because Fabi's saying that, act of service is my love language, so therefore I like for someone to put thoughts into things and to be creative. The next person, gift could be their love.
Exactly.
And so a big price tag is important to them, but it's all about understanding who you're with. But speaking of planning it, Monday, because it sounds like you have a whole plan for the weekend coming. What's on your playlist? Give us some of the stuff that's on your playlist.
You want to
When
know
you
what's on
try,
my
yes, when you're trying to go there, use all of the senses you were telling us about. Like, what is it that Monday put on?
Oh, so let me do something that probably never done. But I'm gonna. In fact, it's actually called Valentine.
Really?
I'll tell
Okay.
you what, to get Spotify.
Oh, you actually going to play some stuff?
No, I can't, because a podcast will
Oh,
be
that's
flagged.
right. That's right. We would be flagged.
So let me go to my playlist real quick, and if I can find it.
I don't know if our audience can, those who will be watching, think your wife's pic next.
What
She make you
wife
look good
picture?
right next to you.
Oh, that one.
She make you look good.
She did what? She does what?
She make you look good.
Guess what?
What?
Listen. We
We've
met
had this
each other.
conversation already.
Yeah. So don't get me started on that. Okay.
So
All
when we're
right.
done here, just go say thank you to her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So this is what I have on my playlist. Okay. I have the very first one is Sweet Lady.
Sweet lady,
Yeah.
would you be mine?
I have
Okay.
Slow with Jamie Foxx. I
Yes.
have The Love Sin by Joe. I have Making Good Love by Avant. Of course, I have Meeting in My Bedroom, Silk.
Oh, you taking us back.
I have Anytime, Any Place by Janet Jackson. I have Stroke You Up by Changing Faces. Nasty Grind by Dina Howard.
You have to send me your playlist.
Yeah, I mean it's loaded. I mean loaded
Is
with
it is this the Apple or the Spotify playlist?
this is Spotify. Do
Oh
you
yeah,
have
you have
Spotify?
I do.
Okay, I can
You have
share
to
it
share
with
your
you.
playlist with me. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's all you have?
No, it's 12 hours of music. It's for the entire day. What? I
Oh,
have 12
wow.
hours worth of songs in there.
Oh, yeah, you taking us back with your playlist.
Yeah. So I mean it's like I say, it's loaded. I have The Weekend, of course. One of my favorite songs is Acquainted. I have Tonight by Summer Walker.
Okay, so you have some new stuff on there.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good
The
mix
Weeknd
of.
does it for me. Not The Weeknd, the person,
He's
but
amazing,
him
isn't
as
he?
the singer. Yeah, his voice, my gosh. He does
Great.
something. It's just something very, yeah.
I agree. Tell us, tell the listeners what you have on your playlist.
Oh, my playlist. So just like yours, my playlist is all over the place. And
There's a reason why it's all over the place.
Anytime by Janet Jack, definitely.
Yeah.
Anytime by Janet Jack, definitely. And another one, like I was saying, The Weeknd does it
Mm-hmm.
for me every single time. But you know that song, Call Out My Name by The
Mm-hmm.
Weeknd?
Mm-hmm.
One
Mm-hmm.
of my top, and Earned It,
Oh, I love Earned.
another one, and Sade, Like a Tattoo.
Soldiers of Love.
Well, for me, it's like a tattoo.
I actually wrote an erotic piece on Soldiers of Love.
Really, you have to
Yeah,
read it to us one day.
not on this podcast.
Not
It's erotica, okay? It's explicit, so absolutely not on this platform.
Oh, so please don't judge me, people on this listeners. But you know another one that does it like nonstop?
Mhm.
Tiana Taylor. I don't remember the name of the album, but it was that album that Kanye produced.
Mm,
That was really short, but I mean, it's a no skip for me. And
mhm.
every song,
Wow, the entire album?
the entire album, but not every song is like, you can bring in the bedroom, but most of it,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Because
You
I
get to
think that album,
use.
it was her talking to her husband.
Oh,
And if I'm really feeling
do you
naughty,
have it on your playlist?
I do. I have the album on
Okay,
my,
I'll
yeah.
get to listen to it.
And if I'm feeling like naughty, playful, like most of the, like if I want some, I don't know, like Jamaican stuff, probably like
Mhm.
vibe, anything by Vibes Cartel, most of the stuff. I don't know. It's
Okay.
the Caribbean girl in me. Because sometimes you're in the mood, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
some Vibes Cartel, some Spice, because she is crunchy with it. And ooh, again, When We by Tank
Have that as well.
is
Yes.
another good one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, those are
I'm
just a
surprised I didn't get
few.
anything. I didn't hear you say Usher.
No, there's some Usher. You know what? A friend of mine had a playlist recently, and I asked for it
Hmm.
and was not given that playlist. I don't know. I'm still feeling some type of way because I wanted that playlist. That playlist was so good. And I didn't mean recently, I meant a while ago.
Hmm.
And I wanted that playlist, but I was never given that playlist. Like a playlist is so good that you don't even hear the words, you don't even know who's singing. It's
Of
just like this
course.
ongoing.
Of course.
Yes, that playlist was so good.
Of course. Absolutely. Anyway,
And I need that playlist.
but thank you. Thank you for sharing your playlist and inviting us into
I thought you were going
private
to read
part
us
of your
something.
life.
You're no fun.
I actually went and went through my book here
Mm-hmm.
of erotica. And I rewrote one of them to make it at least what it needs to be that I can actually read it here. So let me see. You really want to hear a poem?
Sure. 33% of us ladies. Well, 30% of y'all. I hope y'all ready.
Okay. This one is entitled My Drug of Choice, and this is, of course, the edited version. So trying reminiscing about this sexual orgasmic euphoria, craving you, the only one. You know, you are my girl, my number one. I'm craving you, you're craving me, and wanting you, like you wanting me. She's gotta have it, and I gotta have it. This pure addiction or ecstasy, mutual awareness of each other's addiction. Wow, this is such a rush. I love this. She loves this. I need this. Yes, yes, I do. This feeling, yes, I need more of it, but it's too much. Steam rising, liquid pleasure. I'm all warm and fuzzy. The intensity. I want it. I want it all. Wait, 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 wait. That physical reaction. Baby, this is a noble passion. For real, trust me. It is necessary to sustain my life. So with no referee to call time out in this game we call the pleasure journey, we indulge at this love fest. Tempting bodies, I must confess, we commit and no regrets as we hold on to one another. Like a promise from heaven, we lay our pleasure down, and I can't get enough, and she can't get enough. She's addicted to me, and I'm addicted to the pleasure between us, the ambience between us, this so testable, so kissable, so suckable, and the union of pure love and passion and heart and tension, altered sensation, increased energy, sweet surrender, lock away in her ecstasy. A starry collection of intense expressions intertwined in our eternal passion. This seduction, this temptation, enticing the hungry part of me, overload pleasure without measure, teeming with passionate strokes. She feels the wash of my brush strokes. Incredible connection, I must say. Electric kisses, primal urges, feeling her on this drug, and she tap out from the waves of pleasure and to the delectable between her thighs. I am both the drug dealer and the consumer. Under her influence, I surrender into this experience. This beautiful melody buries deep within my heart. If there is a remedy, I don't want it. I love my addiction. The molecule of her sweetness fills my mouth. The sheer thoughts of the thighs and the lows of our pleasure synergy is so juicy, so delicious. I am lost. We are lost in each other's universe, lost in each other's pleasure. So I too must diagnose you. So you see, I see you. I want to heal you, soothe your grief. I want to soothe your rage, change the structure of your pleasure, and manipulate the chemicals in your brain as I guide you and construct you carefully, awaken safely what is already inside of you. I am a drug. You are a drug. And this drug feels like that special piece of chocolate that you set aside for such a time as this. And then finally you decide to take it, and the time has come for you to unwrap it. And as you anticipate the sweet revealing, you are in no rush to experience it to its fullest. And as you close your eyes and you hold it right in front of your lips, and as you pause for just that 1 second and tease yourself even more, not quite savoring its dark aroma, and then you finally open your lips, and there is the lightest touch of it against your tongue. There is that first molecule of sweetness that I'm talking about. Fills your mouth. You are my drug of choice. Boom.
Oh my gosh. So who's the drug of choice?
Kid ladies.
This was good. This was good, Monday.
Yeah, that was definitely dedication to her and her love. Um, I remember writing this. Um, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Look at you cheesing.
brings back so many memories. It makes your mouth watery as you think about it all over again.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Well, happy Valentine's Day to
happy
you
Valentine's
and
Day,
your
everyone,
wife.
and to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.